What's up, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to my weekly rambling video that comes on my channel every Wednesday, where I talk about what's going on in my life, things that are on my mind, just in general, whatever I want to talk about. So if that doesn't sound like your thing or you're new to the channel, I do encourage you to head over to my main channel and check out some of the other content that I upload. I upload new videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, each one being a different kind of video. So please check that out. But as of tonight or right now, I want to talk to you guys about my my coffee kicking habit, where I'm kicking my coffee drinking, and I also want to talk to you about the new PC that I'm making. I want to talk to you about why I'm disappointed in PAX South, and I also want to talk to you about the channel a little bit. So let's first talk about why I'm disappointed in PAX. So if you're not aware, PAX is the Penny Arcade Expo, and I think this is actually the first year for PAX South. You can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I heard that being thrown around. And generally at PAX East, which is a huge thing that takes place in Germany, I think, there's a lot of gaming news, and it's some consider it to be bigger and more significant than E3, which is a pretty big priced film. Let me go ahead and turn off this TV real quick. It's kind of glaring in my face. But those are some pretty big shoes to fill, and at PAX South I was expecting to hear a lot of news, and really the only thing that I heard about the entire weekend was Borderlands. Borderlands, Gearbox Studios, Borderlands panel. And you know, it wasn't really significant information. It's like you've got the Handsome Collection coming out that I covered last week, where they're remastering the Borderlands 2 and Borderlands, the pre-sequel, for the new generation consoles, which, don't get me wrong, that's great. I appreciate that, but it's not generally that big of a deal or big news in the end. And the main thing that I gathered from the guy that was from Gearbox talking about Borderlands is that they were making excuses for why Borderlands 1 wasn't included in the collection, and they were also making excuses as to why we need to buy the Handsome Collection to get Borderlands 3 on new generation consoles, and that is ultimately ridiculous, because you and I both know that Borderlands 3 is going to be coming no matter what we do, because Borderlands is one of the staples of the gaming industry at this point. It's one of those games that we expect to see every couple of years, much like Elder Scrolls or Far Cry. Well, not really Far Cry anymore, but it's like a Left 4 Dead. If Left 4 Dead 3 was announced, people would get excited for it. Borderlands 3 is going to be announced and going to be alluded to, so we're going to be excited for it. That's just one of the staples of the gaming industry at this point. So generally, I was kind of disappointed with the news. Other than that, though, what is it called? Lightfall, not Nightfall. Lightfall is coming out. And it's pretty interesting. It's one of those little indie style games, and it's kind of like Limbo, except it includes this interesting platformer mechanic where you can jump up and summon a platform underneath you, and that's how you kind of traverse across big gaps on the map. And I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm not sure where I'm going to be playing that. Maybe PS4, maybe Xbox One. I'm not really sure. But it does look to be pretty interesting, and it's pretty innovative as far as I can tell. So that was another big thing that I saw at E3. And other than that, and a couple of, you know, miscellaneous news stories here and there, a remaster is coming out. I believe it's Homefront, something like that. It was nothing I had ever played before, but there was a remaster announced, and I guess that's pretty cool for people that care about that kind of thing. And there was some Borderlands pre-sequel DLC that actually came out this week that was announced last week at PAX. But other than that, it just seemed like there was a lack of information for the name PAX. You know, normally I think PAX and a lot of gaming news, but generally that wasn't how it goes. But while that was going on, I was checking out a link my friend sent me. He and I are going to be building my new PC. And this is my old Toshiba laptop here. I've talked about it on several videos in the past. But it's got an i5 processor. It's got an i5 processor. And generally a pretty solid graphics card. You know, it's not like meant for gaming. It's meant for just general browsing, doing some, you know, workload, stuff like that. If you're a businessman, this is the kind of laptop you would have. And it does what I need it to do for YouTube, although I have pretty much Frankenstein this thing onto, constantly projecting onto this other TV, constantly having it right here. It doesn't move. It's not really used as a laptop normally would be, and it's getting to the end of its life. I'm still going to use it to post stuff to my blog. It's nerdwithacamera.wordpress.com if you're interested in that. But I'm still going to use it for general browsing over here whenever I'm just chilling watching Netflix. Still going to use it for just watching YouTube, but I've needed something that has a lot more power, not just to do YouTube and stuff. Obviously, I'm probably going to transition over to some PC gaming somewhere along the way, just because I've gotten to the point in my gaming career where a PC is just the next obvious step, I guess. And so next month, I'll be putting about $1,700 into buying a pretty high-end gaming PC, and by buying, I mean I'm going to be building it. It's going to have an i7 processor, an NVIDIA graphics card. I'll probably end up buying a Logitech G710 Plus keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard, and I think I'm going to go for some of those cherry switches. If you don't understand that, that's keyboard talk, but I didn't really understand it until I looked further into it. But I'm really excited to get that new PC because it's just going to multiply the amount of stuff that I can do by tenfold at least. You know, if I need to render a video, and this video is probably going to be about 10 to 12 minutes long. That's how a normal rambling video tends to time itself out at. And that's probably going to take about between 15 and 20 minutes to render on my computer after doing some editing, tweaking the audio, adding in the overlays and stuff. And I just need something that can go faster than that. Whenever I'm doing computer work, I like to listen to Pandora. I have up my, Windows or Microsoft Office programs all on different screens, and this thing just isn't built for that. That's just how it is. So whenever I get this new PC, my actual workload is going to increase, my YouTube workload is going to increase, and it's just going to be able to handle so many other things, and I can't wait to drop all of that hard-earned money on that because I have been saving up for this since October, and it's one of those things that I will use for a long time. Plus, it's going to be upgradable. I'll probably end up adding a solid-state drive in about 2 years or so, maybe a year or so, whenever I get my funds built back up, because I do like to have that money to fall back on. But, so I can't wait to build that. And in the meantime, I've been trying to quit drinking coffee so much. If you don't know about my coffee habits, I have a bad habit of drinking about 2 pots of coffee a day, and in the past week and a half, I have been trying to cut down to 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day. Cups, not pots. And it's gone really well, surprisingly enough. One guy commented, I think it was, I don't want to say who it was, I'm not really sure because I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but he said that he quit cold turkey and it was not as bad. So that kind of inspired me to try and cut back as much as I could without quitting entirely, because I do enjoy my daily cup of coffee. And it went really well. I'm down to about 2 cups a day, 1 in the morning, probably 1 at night on a normal day. If I'm doing a work day where I, go to school, come home, do work on the computer, do YouTube stuff like today, I have 1 sitting right here that I'm just kind of sipping off of, but it's just 1. It's not an entire pot of coffee. And I feel great. Actually, I have a lot more energy throughout the day. I'm drinking about 6 of these a day, which is 1,000 milliliters of water, 32 ounces of water every day, times 6. So that's a lot of water. I do pee a lot, but, it's totally worth it because I think this is a healthier way of living. That caffeine was definitely not good for me, and I do encourage you that if you're reliant on caffeine, especially Monsters, anything with a ton of sugar in it, I think if I remember correctly, a standard Monster has 27 grams of sugar, and that's absolutely ridiculous. So if you're drinking Monster, try the no sugar Monster. It's pretty good. I do enjoy one of those probably a couple of times a year. But if you can get off of that and go to coffee, I would recommend switching to coffee. And then as you wean yourself down off of Monster to coffee, wean yourself from coffee to water, something healthier. The goal in life should always be to progressively get healthier and better at living in general, because that's how we're really meant to live. I mean, that's just how I think. We've been given a life, and I think that we should be as clean and pure and living that as in a healthy way as possible. Not clean and pure as in the morality way. I don't really care what you do with your lives, but I do think that people should tend to try and be as healthy, as fit as possible. And I'm not trying to say that if you're overweight, go out and go for a run. My general mindset is that if you're happy with the way you are, then you should stay that way. That's just what I think. But I, for one, am happy that I'm slowly weaning myself off of coffee. I think that it was my personality has gotten a lot better since I got off coffee. I'm a lot more talkative, and I can socialize better, I think, which is kind of weird. I didn't expect for that to happen. But I think that everything's going pretty well, and one thing that's going especially well is the YouTube channel, and that's where I want to talk. That's what I want to talk specifically about right now. My YouTube channel is growing drastically, and that's great. I think we're at 243 subscribers, which is up from 190 whenever Christmas break started last year. So that's probably about a month, almost exactly, since I hit that 200 mark, and that's absolutely phenomenal. If the trend continues, I'll probably end up hitting 250 around the end of January, and that's awesome. Since my goal for 2015 is 500, we might have to raise that goal halfway through the year if this kind of pattern continues. But last week on a rambling video, which I will link in the comments below, I asked you guys to share a video, drop likes on a video, and comment what you thought about my channel, stuff like that. And the positive responses that I got from that video were absolutely great. I think I got about 20 comments. I probably got about 10 likes or so. And just the comments alone were so positive and uplifting, where they were talking about how they visit my channel and they watch some content that they normally wouldn't care about just because I'm the one that's bringing it to them. And I can't explain how much that means to me, just because I try to be as genuine and as good of a guy as possible, not only on YouTube but in life, and to see other people want to talk to me because of that is just absolutely overwhelming, and I can't thank you guys enough for the amount of support you're giving. And I want to also ask you to continue being supportive of my channel, liking the videos, commenting what you think, if it's good or bad, what I should do better in the future, leaving likes, and sharing it. Sharing helps a lot, just because sharing is caring, and if you care for me, you'll share my videos, because that's how my name gets out there. And like I said in last week's rambling video, I'm an entertainer, and as an entertainer, I do want a larger audience, and I can't do that without your help. So that's about all I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. I think it's been a pretty good rambling. So if you enjoyed this video, drop it a like down below, and like I just said, share it if you enjoyed it. Help get my name out there in the YouTube community. And comment what you guys have going on in your own lives. What are you playing? What are you looking forward to? I hear the Battlefield Hardline beta is actually going to have some news tomorrow. It looks like some people are already on the servers, so expect a video on that tomorrow. And yeah, so comment what you guys are up to. And if you're new to the channel, like I said at the beginning of this video, head over to my main page and check out some of those other videos. You've got a drop on Monday where I talk about the new video game releases, a vlog like this today on Wednesday. Friday, you've got a mystery video where I choose what I talk about, and then Saturday is the weekly roundup, or weekly recap, excuse me, where I go back through my top 3 favorite news stories in the tech and gaming industries of the week. So if any of those sound like something you're interested in, then please head over there and check out those other videos. But as of right now, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace!